Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the MI podcast. So, in this episode, we'll discuss about creative briefing. Now, creative briefing is a very important part of creating a marketing campaign in general. So, a lot about this creative briefing happens. Say the marketing head gives it to his whole team for execution, or would give it to a particular agency to execute a particular campaign. So it's very important, documentation. On the basis of this documentation, with major agencies, agreements are signed, and then an execution process is in place. So, what all entails a creative brief, and what all the elements in it, we will discuss in this episode. So, firstly, in the creative brief, you have to define your project scope. So, what all would come within a project scope is what is the main goal of the project, what kind of DG you have, what is the timeline, what kind of budget you have. So, like for example, if you are introducing a new kind of, health supplement, say it's some kind of a protein powder or something in your, you would like maybe write it like this, wherein you're targeting, gym goers basically in the category, and if you are just targeting men, so maybe men in the age group of say 20 to 40 years, right, and who are regular gym goers, and um, different kind of supplements they basically take. And this project is over a period of say 3 months, and XYZ budget we have for it. And these are the different kind of channels that we are going to be targeting them on. So all this thing in terms of the scope of work has to be mentioned within the creative brief, and it's kind of listed. So that's very important. Next would you the creative strategy. So that is the main reason you are there as a marketer, is to make particular creative strategy of how we can achieve this particular goals that we've set out, and we've documented those goals in the project scope. So in this creative strategy, first obviously we should list down what we have, like in terms of what are the USPs of the product. Have we kind of identified them? That has to be listed down. What are the general benefit of using a product or service? What is the tone and voice that you're using, right? Like within the campaign, what should be emphasized within that? So you have to kind of list these things down. You have to do a lot of thinking and trial and error in what ideas you can use and what you cannot use. So once you go about this in a kind of a organized fashion, then it makes it, this kind of a creative strategy makes it very easier for the actual creative team to execute on the same. Then you need to detail describe your target audience. So what is your audience, in terms of demographics, psychographics, interests, where all they are located, what are their own goals and all that. So kind of get more detailed in this, create different kind of customer personas, so that, see, all these efforts is to make it easier for the creative team to get certain ideas. So then you kind of finalize what is going to be the theme of the particular campaign that you're making. So this should be kind of mentioned in detailed and listed down. Then we need to outline the creative elements that are used in this particular project. So, what kind of visuals will be there? What kind of copy would be there for the different ads? What would be basically the look and feel of the project? What are we kind of trying to convey? There are also things like, like a color palette that we'll be generally using in this particular campaign. You might have seen a lot of campaigns. Um, Once you see, say, a certain advertisement of a product on, say, the television, then the same advertisement, say, if you see it in a banner ad when you're scrolling something on Instagram or something, so you are reminded of that thing, right? Because they are following a certain color or font scheme for that particular campaign, so that immediately creates that familiarity, which is very important to make a campaign a particular success. So very specific kind of approach has to be there and listed down in terms of the design also of this particular campaign that is going to be there. Next, we would have the deliverables. That's what are the specifically things we are looking at creating in terms of deliverables. So there will be an advertisement that's created for us, say a newspaper or a Facebook ad, or a video will be created, would be in the television or it will be in the YouTube advertising. What format? So it's going to be a 30-second ad. Overall it could be like, say, 2 or 3 minute ad, and then create you're going to create like a 10-second version of it for a particular, like like a sports event, like we are going to put it in, right? So we have that. And so what are the different versions of that particular video that will we have, what kind of online banners will be creating, where all would they be distributed, where all, maybe if you're having advertising on different kind of websites, so where, which are those websites, what kind of ads would be there for that. So specifically what would be the deliverable in the creatives would be also mentioned in this creative brief. So um, it would not obviously go into media planning, that specifically what all ad, where it will run, how much, and that is a different kind of plan. That is not part of the creative brief and all. But the creative brief, you will have to know your channels in detail, and in terms of what we're going to try to convey to that particular audience in, say, a certain format, right? So that has to be kind of really listed down quite in a focused way in the creative brief. And that's about it. So the creative brief would have all these elements in it. I've seen when in creative briefs, the more detailed it is, and where the marketing strategist has put in a lot of efforts in creating it in, point wise, and everything is kind of, he's covering all the territories and is ticking all the boxes, then that has led, 9 out of 10 times to, a success in a campaign, what you would define. If you're not being over ambitious, like, you would, even your marketing goals have to be kind of realistic, like, so that keeps the whole marketing um, team motivated also, right? Like if you're kind of having decent targets and then you're achieving over a period of time, like, so this would give you a kind of a good idea in it. And definitely you should try it out, keep it all in a focused way. Creative processes also need to be organized, so that everybody is on the same page, and then we are focusing and charging towards a common goal. And awesome, we all can really celebrate when we have done all these things well, and we've had a great campaign with great results then. So that would definitely define, how we work as a market. Because the more successful campaigns you have, the better it is, like in terms of your work profile as a marketer, and in terms of delivering on the bottom line for the particular company you're working is itself. So I would wish you all the best in this process. And definitely you can, if any doubts you have with respect to this, or even if you need any kind of marketing consultancy services, you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. Definitely we will make some great campaigns together. Awesome. Thanks a lot. Thanks for your time. I'll see you. Take care.